dominant game for this Illini program. And this is A.J. Wallace from his own 3-yard line. And not much running room. He is bottled up at the 17. Tackle made by Rakeem Smith, the backup fullback.
They need him to be accurate with his arm. He had some open shots last week, didn't complete them, and many people felt that was the difference in the ball game.
Play fake, Morelli throwing on first down and wide open across the middle. Good enough for a first down is Deion Butler, the junior out of Woodbridge, Virginia.
John Shaw, normally a starter, is back today, but not in the starting lineup at guard.
Norwood in motion, and Morelli setting up the screen, and it's caught, and still on his feet is Kenlaw, but he is run down by Chris Norwell, the senior out of Cincinnati Anderson High School, who today breaks the all-time Illini record for starts by defensive lineman number 38. Second and 16, Kenlaw, his first carry, and a pretty good one out to the 38-yard line. 4 receivers in the game for the Nittany Lions. And Morelli to throw it on third down. And it's Williams who takes a heavy lick but hangs on to the football. And that is a first down to the 45-yard line. A gain of 7.
And then holding on to it after the big pop.
Morelli on a first and 10. Out of the shotgun, and again fires a strike to Butler, and that will be a gain of 9 on this opening drive for the Nittany Lions.
Throw the ball on obvious rundowns, and thus far they've been very effective.
Kenlaw the football, and very close to a first down, depending on the spot. He needed to get just inside the Illinois 44.
Against Michigan last week, they combined for just 10 receptions. Those guys need to touch the ball more in the open field.
And not one receiver for more than 30 receiving yards. Morelli already hitting on 4 out of 4. This ball badly underthrown, and coming back to get it and making the reception is Chris Bell. He then lost the football.
Justin Sanders caught in between, not able to truly make a good play on the football.
Morelli to throw it on first and goal from the 7, and down he goes at the 15 in the arms of Doug Pilcher. That's his second sack of the year for the 2-year starter out of Hinsdale, Illinois. We talked about how good Penn State has been in the red zone this year until last week. 4 times inside the Michigan 20, only 3 field goals and a turnover. They throw it out to Norwood, and he is wrapped up down at the 9-yard line.
Number 24.
Good coverage here by DeRay Hicks. It'll bring up third down and goal. Third and goal from a 9-yard line. Kenlaw, the lone setback. That's Williams in motion. Morelli to the end zone, batted away. He had an eye on his tight end, Andrew Corliss, but step for step with him, Antonio Steele. On for a 26-yard field goal try. And it is deflected, but still gets through the uprights. We mentioned Vontae Davis, already a pair of block kicks this year. Took one of them in for a touchdown against Missouri. Got a hand on that, but enough leg from Kelly to make it 3-0 Penn State.
You'd like to have the last pass back. But overall, nice opening drive for him in the offense.
Arrelious Benn, the electrifying freshman, breaks it to the inside. Still on his feet. And no one will catch Arrelious Benn. Touchdown, Illinois.
And then he uses the old-fashioned stiff arm and breaks a tackle. He beats the kicker. See the stiff arm back there, knocking down Tyrell Sales, number 46. But great blocking allows him to scamper in for the first touchdown of the game.
Well, they're calling it a statement game here in Champaign. Arrelious Benn hasn't been around for these losing days in Champaign.
Try and get a runner down.
Bobbling into the end zone as Wallace will take a knee. And so Penn State will bring it out to the 20. Back in 2004. This is Rodney Kinlaw out to the left side, and he is tackled at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 upcoming.
Galen Hall right there, the offensive coordinator, former head coach at Florida.
Morelli puts it up in the air and just throws it out of bounds. He was under heavy pressure from Vontae Davis. And they swing it out of the backfield to Williams, who never had his footing. And it is 3 and out for the Penn State offense after the kick return for a touchdown by Benn. A booming kick with fabulous hang time, and Luke Hudson will call for the fair catch. Chicago Vocational High School, the same as the Jake Buckets. They hand it to Rashard Mendenhall, coming off being the Big Ten's Offensive Player of the Week. Oh, we had a lot of fun with the Illini players. Had about 4 or 5 of them in there doing that yesterday. There's an open receiver. Jacob Willis, team All Big Ten performer a year ago. Scarrato was first team at safety. Here comes the option. Williams will keep it, and that is very close to a first down. It looks like he got it by a yard. Well, the Illini on offense play at 3 different speeds. And now Williams on the quarterback keeper, and nowhere to go. Read beautifully by the Penn State defense. We're going to hand it off to Arrelious Benn, and he maybe picked up a yard. So 3rd and long upcoming.
Is going to keep the ball on the ground. I don't think they want to get into Juice Williams throwing it too much early, even in 3rd and long. It's not always a bad thing to punt the football, especially with a 4-point lead.
They throw the slant, and it is caught by Benn, and that is going to be enough for a first down to the Penn State 47-yard line, a gain of 11. First down play action, and through the hands of the fullback, Russ Wild.
Quick slants where he puts it right on the receiver, and it's worked out well for Illinois.
They pitch it to Mendenhall with blockers in front of him. Coming up and making the tackle, a good, strong tackle, is Anthony Scarrato. And Williams again to throw on 3rd and long. Flushed out of the pocket. Still rolling, and fires. It is caught by Mendenhall at the 35-yard line, and that is another Illinois first down, a gain of 9. Wow. That's his 11th catch of this season. He's not just a runner, he's also a very good receiver. They pitch it to Gamble, and he cuts it to the inside and is all the way down to the 28-yard line. Ryan Gamble, the true freshman out of Massillon, Ohio. They call him another playmaker.
Their 4th best playmaker on offense already is a freshman.
Well, I think they caught Penn State with too many players on the field. I mean, they hurried up, snapped the ball, while Penn State's looking on the sideline trying to get on the page defensively.
The tempos you spoke about.
It's offsides because the player who was trying to get off the field was standing on the other side of the ball. Williams throws to Benn, and he is hammered down to the 10-yard line. Another Illinois first down, a gain of 14 on the completion. First and goal for Illinois just inside the 10. Penn State showing blitz. And they pitch it to Mendenhall. He slips inside the 7, down to the 3, and carrying Connor and Lee and company along with him. Second and goal from the 3. Here comes Williams. And he pitches to Mendenhall, and that is a touchdown, Illinois. Oh, what an impressive drive that was. Jason Rita on for the point after. And right through the uprights. A statement game for Illinois. And they are making an early statement so far today. All of a sudden becomes a very intriguing drive upcoming for Penn State. trailing early on, 14-3. And this is A.J. Wallace from his own 5-yard line. And he brings it all the way out to the 27. We're 3 for 39. They twice had 3rd and 8 or longer and converted. Kenlaw breaks it to the outside across the 30 and is tackled from behind the 33-yard line. Kenlaw going to get more carries.
This could go a long way towards determining what the identity of his team is. Down 14-3 on the road after a loss last week. What kind of a drive can this offense put together now?
Morelli steps up and has a wide open Norwood. He's along the sideline, cuts it back to the inside, and is caught down to the 25-yard line. Play fake to Kenlaw, looking to the end zone, and that is a touchdown for Derek Williams. So that did not take long. Now the point after by Kelly is good. What a wild quarter it has been from Champaign. They're going to stay away from Arrelious Benn this time. And fielded up at the 30-yard line by Russ Weil. And because of that short kick, there's a flip side to everything. You stay away from Ben, but if you kick it short and it's handled cleanly, they start this possession at the 44-yard line. They hand it off to Mendenhall, who breaks a couple of tackles, and out of the outside. And he carries it all the way down to the 40-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds by Dan Connor. All right, Dave, thank you very much. Of course, Northwestern trying to lick its wounds after going to Columbus last week. Williams to Mendenhall. What a nice set of hands indeed, Charles. Does the pirouette and brings it down to the 35-yard line. You don't see many running backs catch a ball that big. Second down and 5. Illinois on the move at the Penn State 35. That's Gamble in motion, and they hand it off. They fake it, and now here comes a reverse the other way to Arrelious Benn. Tries to beat Sean Lee, who wraps him up and throws him to the ground. Sean Lee coming off the corner, and Williams gets rid of it in time and completes the pass down to the 25, and they will move the chains.
Yeah, I got to look it up now and see what it means.
No, you knew what it meant. Big word. Williams to throw on first down and looking for the end zone. Off the fingertips of Gamble and intercepted by Justin King. And he brings it out to the 5-yard line rather than just taking a knee on the first big break of the game for the Nittany Lions. Missed completion to Gamble inside the end zone. Justin King getting his second interception of the year.
What is it about the second quarter of Penn State? They just refuse to let people score. Only Rutgers and LSU, along with Penn State, have not allowed a score in the second quarter this year.
Kinlaw with a big hole off the right side. He's out to the 12-yard line, tripped up by Britt Miller, the junior out of DeKalb, Illinois.
He's tackled on the 6. Ball would have been on the 20-yard line. Now it's up to the Illinois defense to take advantage of the gift Justin King gave them and try and keep Penn State pinned down.
2 tight ends set, and they're going to give it to Kinlaw again. And he tries to dive ahead of the first down and appears to be about 1.5 yards short. So third down upcoming for the Nittany Lions.
Let's see if Galen Hall plays that or if he keeps in the hands of his senior quarterback.
They're going to hand it off. And that is a first down for Kinlaw out to the 23-yard line.
They got a nice push up front on that one. Top right, number 50, Mike Lucian. One of the guys at the point of attack, chopping a hole.
And this is Derek Williams. Bounces off his own man and still on his feet all the way out to the 41-yard line. A penalty flag is down on the play.
And he's done big ball games in the Big Ten.
No foul on the play. The block in question is legal.
Morelli play action, looking down the middle and had a wide open receiver. Chris Bell, and threw it far too high.
Boy, he's squared away, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Great kid. Well, they faked the throw and then handed off to Kinlaw. And not buying in a minute of that is Williams, and the football is loose.
The key is, will they call him down or not? But Illinois believes they've got the football. They're already motioning the offense to get ready to go.
And do they have it? They have it.
Here it is. See, I think the ball's working its way free as he's falling, and the call on the field should be confirmed.
Following review, the play is confirmed on the field. First down, recovery, Illinois.
They pitch it to number 5, Mendenhall. Great blocking up front. Boy, you can't say enough about this job the Illinois offensive line has done so far in their very hard-fought loss last week in Madison. First down throw and catch to Arrelious Benn. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Benn.
That are made by Juice Williams are the in-breaking routes. And the tackle that Arrelious Benn initially broke was Tony Davis, the free safety, who's been battling a stinger in the left shoulder, which often leaves you feeling weak when you try and grab and tackle someone.
Jason Rita this time will kick it off. Williams and Wallace, a very short kick. Fielding to the 25-yard line and bringing it out to the 37-yard line. We'll hang in there.
We'll do the best we can.
Absolutely. And now Austin Scott getting a chance after the fumble a moment ago by Kenlaw. And he brings it out to the 45-yard line. Scott staying in the ball game in the backfield, and he'll get it again. And slips to the inside, brings it out to midfield. That'll move the chains for the Nittany Lions.
That was fun. You and I able to check it out. Great atmosphere here in Champaign.
Looking for Norwood. He's got it in traffic and holds on to the 7-yard line. What a catch by Jordan Norwood. First and goal. Again, it's Austin Scott looking for the end zone, and he's in there. A touchdown for Penn State. So Austin Scott getting the chance again after he was replaced in the lineup today by Kenlaw.
And boys, it paid off today.
Point after is good by Kevin Kelly.
They've been quick strike today, and Anthony Morelli has thrown the football pretty darn well this afternoon.
Much better kick with the wind behind him this time for Kelly.
Before he became the galloping ghost.
First down, they hand it off to the fullback. Weil, surprise, surprise. And that's a gain of 12 on first down for Russ Weil. Out of the I formation, they're going to have Williams roll to the right. And fires to a wide-open receiver at midfield, making the catch again. It's Arrelious Benn. His 4th catch of the afternoon.
Arrelious Benn, he's expecting at least 15 touches today. That was his 6th already in this game.
And that number's on the rise.
Yes. Oh, you know it's going to go up.
Well, they hand it off to Daniel Dufresne, who's come on to replace Mendenhall, and another solid pickup, man. This Penn State rushing defense.
And look at the blocking right there. That's Akeem Millington, number 69, holding the point of attack and allowing his cohorts to get downfield.
Arrelious Benn getting his hands on the ball again. And he'll be a couple of yards short of a first down, run out of bounds by Lydell Sargent. Well, that has been the MO on Ron Zook going way back.
Yeah, I know. The man can recruit, but he's also showing that he can coach. Sometimes it's a label that they stick on someone to disparage his coaching, I don't think you can say that about what he's doing here at Illinois. He coaches them up as well as recruits them.
Third down carry, and read by the Penn State defense, denying Mendenhall the first down. Anthony Santella, the redshirt freshman, punting and angling toward the sideline, trying to pin him deep. That ball checks up and goes out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Good punt by Santella.
Of Andrew Corliss, number 10. He's a guy that I think needs to touch the ball in addition to the wide receivers.
Austin Scott, who came on the last drive and got a number of touches, carries out across 15. A good solid pickup on first down. Empty backfield for Morelli. Short drop, looking around, down he goes. Into the arms of Derek Walker. 3rd and 13 from their own 9-yard line. Morelli looking for Williams and then has to hang on to the football. For Will Davis, who had 4 sacks last week, comes up with his first sack today. And on the punt, Jeremy Boone, and he booms one with a wind behind him. And Hudson lets it bounce, and that is all the way down to the 22-yard line. First down, they hand it off to Mendenhall. He is met by Sean Lee, whose name we have called a great deal today. Clock running, under 3:45 to play until halftime. Williams to throw, and almost intercepted. A misread between the receiver and Juice Williams. He was looking at Jacob Willis.
Juice Williams has a terrific arm. You just got to worry about his accuracy at times. That could have been a big play for Penn State.
So now we go to a 3rd down and 9 for the Illini. And a flag comes down on the field. This might be movement along the line.
I think you're right.
Marker down. Prior to snap, ball start, 68 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And now 3rd and 9 becomes 3rd and 14. They have to get all the way out to the 32-yard line to convert.
Wouldn't be surprised to see, well, he's going to throw it again. I'm a little bit surprised here.
And again, it is too high. That would have been good enough for a first down, and that was an open receiver, Jacob Willis.
And for Mike Loxley, that's not all bad. No turnover here.
Line drive punt, fielded by Williams at midfield. And he will be tackled after a 6-yard return, but the Nittany Lions, with all 3 timeouts remaining. Well, here we go. 1st and 10 at the Illinois 45 for the Nittany Lions. Play fake, setting up the screen. And a good open field tackle. Going to put it on the ground is Scott, who cuts it back to the inside. And he is close to a first down. Appears to be about a half-yard short. So the clock continuing to run, now down under 2:30. They give it to Scott. And he is denied the first down. Well, now decision time for Joe Paterno. What do you do here?
I don't think there's any decision. I think you're going to go and try and get the first down. You have your timeouts.
And while they bring on the sticks, we'd like to welcome viewers watching the Big Ten Network for the first time today in Chicago, and the rest of Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Pennsylvania enjoying today's game. Glad to have all of you on RCN. And it looks like Morelli will move the change depending on the spot. It looked like he got more than enough for that first down, led behind his center A.Q. Shipley. So now the Nittany Lions, led by their senior quarterback, Anthony Morelli, put it in play 1st and 10. He's looking to the end zone for Butler. And good coverage by the strong safety, Kevin Mitchell.
Drew Corliss, the tight end, to get involved right there.
And Morelli throws incomplete. Chris Bell.
And I'd be surprised if they add a 4th guy to the pass rush, one of the linebackers.
And they set up the screen. And a poor throw by Morelli, which he has never hit from 50 and beyond in his career. this one pulled right. He had more than enough leg there.
To take a knee and get out of here. They're running their regular offense.
Yep, and he's throwing it to the sideline. A low throw.
Incomplete, intended for Jacob
Willis. Williams, good time this time, and it's Mendenhall on the backfield of the 41-yard line. The clock running under 40, and they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Third down. They don't have to get all that far to give their kicker a shot. And the catch is made by Benn out of bounds at the 49. That's a first down. 30 seconds left.
Puts him about, what, the 35-yard line?
Against a staunch win, remember. That is Mendenhall, and a good open field tackle made by Lydell Sargent. The Illini have one timeout left, and the clock running now down to 17.
They're trying to save it for that possible field goal attempt if they need it.
And Williams lofts one just out of bounds to stop the clock with 10 seconds left.
That's him right there.
Try to open up that middle of the field for him. And Williams taking a lot of time. Throws it up in the air towards the end zone. And batted away by Scarrato.
Holding, 64 offense, penalties decline, halftime.
Realized yet that we can play with these guys? Do you really now believe it? Now just go play your game. And as he told Carissa, let's not give up a big play. We take the big plays away, we have a chance to be up more. Just go play.
Vontae Davis from his own 5-yard line, and a pretty good return out to the 30.
Without turning the ball over. Almost a Hippocratic oath on offense. First, do no harm. All right, take care of the football. That's what they like to do at Illinois.
This is Williams keeping the football after their fake handoff to Mendenhall. And he carries for 11 yards, a first down out to the 41-yard line. And now the option coming the other way. They pitch it to Mendenhall. He stiff arms Lee, who stays with
Ball
it.
carrier number
It'll be a
5,
gain of
Rashard
3, second and
Mendenhall.
7 upcoming for the Illini. They play fake it to Mendenhall, and then Williams, a great juke, hangs onto the football and is all the way down to the 37-yard line. Wow. That kid can run the football. Illinois on the move to begin the second half, and now they throw it, and that is a dangerous throw. Right in heavy traffic to Benn. That was a play that worked earlier in the game for a touchdown, but there weren't that many bodies around back then.
Now for Mike Loxley, what's the counter to that slant pattern that he's thrown so effectively in the first half?
On a 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line, Williams being chased and throws incomplete to Mendenhall. 3rd down and 10 for the Illini. And you've run the entire drive so far effectively, and now back-to-back throws to put you in 3rd and 10 on incomplete. And now they're going to hand it off. Nope, they pitch it to Gamble. And he is down to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Do you think about going for it here if you're the Illini?
Think about it, but I send Jason Reed on the field and kick a field goal right now.
Has hit a 50-yarder, but again, a very strong wind right in his face. Good snap. Good hold. Does he have enough leg? You betcha. Reed a very short kick of the 20. And fielded by A.J. Wallace in a great open field special teams tackle.
Offensively, I think they're moving the ball well. They just have to pay it off a little bit better.
And they hand it off across the 30 to Rodney Kinlaw. A gain of 5. Scott ran for 34 yards on 6 carries.
I think we'll see a dose of both backs in the second half. Austin Scott has earned the right to carry the ball again.
Kinlaw gets it again. And he'll be about 3 yards short of a first down. Although he got rolled up on there, and those can sometimes be ugly. Third down, they're going to throw it. And it's incomplete. Boy, nothing but Illini jerseys around the tight end Corliss. And Morelli, who took a hit, doing some jawing apparently. Kyle Hudson stands at his own 20. In the first half, with the wind behind him, we saw Boone kick one 70 yards. And here's another beauty. Mishandled. But it looked like Hudson was able to cover it up.
Now, Rashard Mendenhall hasn't touched it much recently, has he?
Until now. And not much running room there off the left side. Perhaps a gain of a yard.
And how they feel about the program and the direction they're headed.
Well, Williams looks one way. Nothing there. Now looks the other way. And just a silly throw. Intercepted. The ball comes loose, and Penn State's going to get it. Poor decision there by Williams.
The ball should have been up in section I, row 25. See, I think he's got it, and then it's a fumble as he goes down, or he's down before the ball comes out. In any event, Penn State should have the football. But it's a tough spot for the Illinois defense. The good thing for them is they're actually getting a break.
We have a recovery of the interception. Ball be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
Anthony Morelli, 11 for 14 to start the game, Tom. 0 for his last 4 throwing it.
Short drop this time, a safe throw this time. And it's caught by Butler on the far side. That'll be a gain of close to 9. A second down throw for Morelli in traffic. And he finally finds Corliss, and that'll be good enough for a first down to the 28-yard line.
And he granted it, and he's been living up to it ever since.
First down, play fake, and the play blown dead before it ever got started.
False start, 76 white. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So first down and 15, and they hand it off to Kenlaw. And he breaks it to the outside and is all the way down to the 18-yard line, close to a first down. Second and a yard, and Morelli to throw it. And just dumps it off out of the backfield. And the catch is made by Kenlaw, and he is tripped up and tackled down to the 5-yard line. Well, a big trip inside the red zone now for the Nittany Lions.
Big receiver Bell at the top here.
They give it to Kenlaw, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. And right there is Britt Miller. Delay to Kenlaw with room. And he's down inside the 2, maybe to the 1. Third down and goal. Got a block.
I don't think they want to come away with just a field goal here.
Third and goal. 2 tight ends come on for Penn State. They pitch it to Kenlaw. And he is denied the end zone.
Now I think they have to kick it. I think it's too far to the chance on 4th down.
And it is good. But again, Penn State for the second time today. 3 times it happened last week at Michigan. They get in the red zone and only come away with field goals. Arrelious Benn is not back in kickoff return here, and they're going to have it well into the end zone anyhow, off the leg of Kelly.
But they took the ball over 1st and 10 inside of the 40-yard line. So they only give up 3 instead of a touchdown. Credit the Illinois defense.
Well, now the Penn State defense is really locked down on Illinois here since a wild opening quarter and a half. And we'll see if the Illini have an answer. Certainly not on first down, maybe a gain of a yard.
That seems to be the play that has worked best for them running the ball since, as you alluded to, Tom, at Wild and Woolley first quarter and a half.
Play fake to Mendenhall. Now they pitch it to Benn. Tries to get around the corner. A nice play by A.J. Wallace coming up from the corner spot. A gain of 5. A big third down upcoming. We'll call it third down and 4. They need to get to the 30-yard line. And Williams incomplete.
Maybe Mike Loxley may think down the road he might want to think more about that option game again.
Derek Williams stands back at his own 35-yard line on this punt from Santella. And a short kick. Williams fields at the 35. And cuts it back to the inside, and then he's caught at the 40.
Nate Bussey.
Dead ball foul. Personal foul. Number 18. Striking blow following the play. First down.
But Penn State on the move. First and 10 at the Illinois 44-yard line. And Morelli to throw on first down. And looking for a ton, Norwood in the corner. And it's off his shoulder pads, it looked like. Second down and 10, Nittany Lions. And now they hand it off to Austin Scott, his first carry of the second half. And that's good enough for a close to 4. Third down and 6 upcoming. Well, they're coming after him. Morelli, a misread somewhere. Now Chris Bell stopped about the 23-yard line, and Morelli was counting on him. And now the drive stalls, and they are forced to punt it. Jeremy Boone. A high punt that will be downed inside the 10.
Every school has their thing. I was waiting for Lone Ranger to pop up in the middle of it. Because they're really loading up, playing a lot of what we call cover 1, man-to-man coverage or cover 3, the zone coverage with a free safety in the middle, trying to clean up everything else, and they've shut the running game down here in the second half.
And now quarterback draw, and a pretty good gain there after the 3-yard loss on first down. Williams out to the 11, but it brings up, well, we'll call it 3rd and 8.
Because here you do not want to make a big mistake with the arm of Juice Williams and have Penn State capitalize.
Well, the Illini, of course, offensive lineman pointing at Jared Odrick. We'll see if they are right or whether there was movement on that right side.
See, if they get it into 3rd and short yardage, it's a big help for Illinois.
Offside with contact, number 47. That 5-yard penalty still leads 3rd down.
See, the option game could be back in play now for Illinois on 3rd and 3.
Big difference, 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 3 at a Charles.
Exactly. Penn State had them where they wanted, and they kind of let them out of it.
Well, let's see if the Penn State defense has an answer. Here comes that option. Williams fakes a pitch, tries to turn it upfield, and depends on the spot.
I think that Penn State held them here.
It is a 4-point Illinois lead in the final minute and a half of the 3rd quarter.
Remember, Williams had a 78-yard return for a touchdown against Notre Dame earlier this year.
Short punt again.
And that's going to be another penalty, and now that sets up Penn State in a big way because the fair catch was signaled.
Kick catch interference with contact, number 44. 15-yard penalty tacked on. First down.
That's going to put the ball inside the 30-yard line. This is the 3rd drive in a row now that Morelli's gotten the ball inside Illinois territory, and they only have 3 points. And looking for Corliss. And it's stripped before he caught it. A 3.7 grade point average, already his undergraduate degree in communications, now working on a master's, which he should finish this December. Austin Scott spins away from one tackler, that was Lehman. And he's down inside the 25, close to the 20-yard line, a gain of 6. And Morelli, a short drop, looking around, and then throws, intercepted by Lehman. Oh, the senior quarterback threw that one right into the arms of Lehman. This Penn State defense has completely shut down the Illini for the better part of a quarter and a half outside of less than a handful of plays. But a good first down carry close to the 10-yard line by Rashard Mendenhall, who has now carried 12 times today for 57 yards.
And as the 3rd quarter winds down, Illinois finds itself needing a huge offensive effort now, if for nothing else than to change field position. Fortunate thing for Penn State is their defense is playing so well. They're winning the field position battle, but the offense has to cash in. Huge drive for Illinois now. They need to get at least a couple of first downs in order to at least alter field position and get their defense a little bit of rest.
7-yard gain on first down by Mendenhall, and he'll get it again, and that's the first down out to the 17-yard line. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. The Illini starting this drive inside their own 5, and that is the fullback Weil, and another good carry for first down.
And we need to do our part and move the football, and the offensive line and running backs have responded.
Weil again at 6, and now on second down, nowhere to go for Mendenhall. That'll bring up third down after a loss of a yard. 5 to go here for the Illini. They're 5 for 11, but remember, at halftime they were 5 for 8.
So that'd be 0 for 3 in the second half. That's my math.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Even for a Tennessee guy.
Even for a Tennessee guy. I went against type there.
Williams going to throw it on third down, and just a poor throw. Too high for Arrelious Benn, who is coming across the middle, and that's a linebacker trying to stay with him. Coming the other way full steam. There's Santella. And the punt is fielded by Derek Williams at the 35. Anthony Morelli has hit on 14 of 25, 201 yards, an interception and a touchdown. And this is Austin Scott out across the 40, tripped up at the 41-yard line. Little delay, and Morelli steps up and underthrows his intended receiver, Derek Williams. A big play here for Lehman and company, a 3rd and 5 for the Nittany Lions. Scott the lone setback, and Morelli to throw, and they're coming after him. And across the middle, the big tight end, Corliss. First time we've heard from him in a while. And that's a first down all the way to the Illinois 38-yard line, a gain of 21.
And he just looks good, doesn't he? You know, Coach always talks about when you get off the bus, when my guy's looking good, you see Andrew Corliss walk off the bus, you go, oh my.
Yeah, that's a man. 6'5", 252 pounds, and here comes Williams. And with him, step for step, and making the play, Martez Wilson, perhaps the most highly recruited defensive player in the country, coming out of high school in Chicago City. Could have gone anywhere, and he came to Illinois. Second down after the loss. Morelli's pass on the button to Dion Butler, and that's the first down to the 25-yard line. Good throw by Morelli. 24-20 bowl game. Penn State on the move. This is Scott. Cuts it back to the inside. And coming up to make the tackle is Justin Sanders, but a solid gain on first down. We'll call it 5. But Scott's in there when it matters. Tries to bounce it to the outside, then ran into his own man. And then a host of blue jerseys. The first man to slow him down was Pilcher. 24-20, Illinois in front at the Illini 25-yard line. Throw to the far side. Did he intercept it? Did he stay in bounds? Vontae Davis, he did. Another critical mistake by the Penn State offense deep in the opponent's territory. Now Juice Williams and company, and they have done nothing. In fact, they've made a change at quarterback. They bring in Eddie McGee to take over for Williams, and the first down pitch goes to Arrelious Benn, and he maybe gets 1 yard. So Eddie McGee, the redshirt freshman out of Washington, D.C., this is his 4th game. McGee, his first throw. And a fastball is off the shoulder of Benn, who gets tangled up with Dan Connor. 9:12 to go.
Those balls across the middle, they get tipped up. You know what it turns into. Tip drill interceptions. You have to be very careful there.
They hand it off to Mendenhall, and on a 3rd down and 8, he gets a first down out to the 30-yard line.
Because people think you're crazy. What are you doing? But when it works, you become a genius.
Now they're going to hand it off again to Mendenhall, who tries to turn the corner, and he's out to the 31-yard line. McGee running the option, and he'll hang on to it himself. Into the open field is Eddie McGee. All the way down to the 17-yard line for the redshirt freshman. Oh, he broke a big one. I'm sure we'll see more of it in the coming years. They stay on the ground. It's time to Benn,
who has sparked the Illini offense.
McGee to throw it. And right into traffic. It was third down. McGee fires a dangerous throw. It was nearly intercepted by Justin King. The senior out of Rock Island, Illinois, is still perfect. That one hammered right down the middle. So now it goes to a 7-point game with exactly 7 minutes to play. Will kick it away, and waiting back, number 12, A.J. Wallace, number 2, Derek Williams. A lot of wind in the back now of Reeder. And he takes advantage of it. Or Clemenski, I'm sorry, and it's taken out of the end zone by Wallace. Looking to cut it back the other way. And nowhere to go. Britt Miller.
Drill getting his team back, though, after last week.
Oh, yeah, that was ugly in Columbus. First down carry and not much running room for Kenlaw. Well, they've had the ball 4 times in Illinois territory, and they have a grand total of 3 points. Morelli lets it fly, looking for Norwood, and he was covered beautifully. Play of the game, perhaps, right here. Morelli throws, catch is made, and that is good enough for a first down on the crossing pattern. First catch today for the 5th-year senior out of Norfolk, Virginia, Terrell Golden. First down, rolling out is Morelli. Airing it out, looking for Williams. And he's got it all the way at the 31-yard line. 47-yard pass completion. And now Morelli hands it off to Kenlaw, and he's caught from behind by Will Davis. No debate about that one.
They had such a physical game with Michigan. I wonder if it wore on them.
Morelli takes a safe throw, and the catch is made down to the 23-yard line by Matt Vaughn. Third down, they hand it off, and enough for a first down. Leaping over the pile is Austin Scott down to the 19-yard line. Morelli, good protection, looking for Williams, and it's incomplete. 57,087 on hand, a sellout crowd with this reconstruction of Memorial Stadium. The screen to Hahn did not fool anybody. A nice play made by Antonio Steele. Third down, the biggest play of the game.
The MO has been to go after him. I think they play zone here, though.
Chopped down is Williams. After making a catch, 4th down upcoming. Does Penn State kick a field goal or go for it with a clock running down to 3 minutes? Great coverage, great tackle by Hicks. They're coming after Morelli. He steps up. He'll run it. He dives ahead and he has a first down. The ball is loose. It comes back the other way, and it may not be enough for a first down.
I think either way, Illinois has the football, because it looked like he had first down yardage, but the ball popped free. If they mark it where they are now, Illinois has the football. First down going the other way.
And that's the call.
Is it over? See, the ball's popped free.
Gone, right.
If we get that one more time, you can freeze it at the pop. Right there. That ball's out.
No doubt about it. Not even debatable.
Play confirms the call on the field. The ball will be placed on the 13-yard line. 13-yard line, first down Illinois.
On the snap here after the change of possession. And they hand it off to Mendenhall. And he's out to the 15, a gain of 2. After the timeout, 2:08 to play. Penn State 1 timeout remaining. And Lee meets Mendenhall head on, and they'll probably call another timeout here. They need to get to the 23-yard line to pretty much put the game on ice. They're going to stay on the ground to Mendenhall. Sniffing first down, and that might just about do it. Although a flag comes in late.
Came in behind the play, but thrown by the referee, Bill Lamagne.
Holding, 52 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat third down.
Well, he's got about an extra now 10 seconds to burn before the snap of the ball.
And he will let it run down.
This will be McGee, and he just brings it out to the 13-yard line. The clock will run down to right at a minute. And Santella to punt from his own end zone. And off the side of his foot, and that ball is out of bounds at the 42-yard line with 47 seconds remaining. And movement by the left tackle.
I think it's a tight end, Corliss.
Yep, you're right.
Start, number 10, offense. 5-yard penalty. Go first down.
Morelli, a lazy throw there.
Could not let anyone behind them.
They bring the house, and they get to Morelli there. And here comes the snap on third down. They're coming after him again. He's looking around and fires down the far sideline, and it's intercepted by Kevin Mitchell. And the Illini calling this a statement game here today.
But I hate losing. I've got to get players in order to change things around. He's on his way.
And look at the celebration by the Illini players. They've been waiting a long time for this kind of victory in Champaign.
Thanks for watching Illinois Football Classics. Be sure to check your local listings for future episodes.